Hi and Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 5 in Civil Engineering Statistics, Section 12, would like to present our project entitled Analysis of Speed Limit in UTHM. My name is Mohamad Amirul Asyman bin Muhammad Khairi, and I will start the presentation with the introduction of the project. First of all, what is statistic? Statistic is the study of a fact or a piece of data derived from a vast amount of numerical data for a statistical purpose, includes estimating a population parameter, describing a sample, or evaluating a hypothesis. So, our project is about traffic speed around UTHM. For your information, traffic study is conducted to know the traffic characteristic, while speed is one of the traffic studies that generally conducted to know total distance can be traveled in a short time span. Traffic speed data are also important as to distinguish maximum speed of the vehicles along the road, so when warning can be done to prevent any road accident that may bring to death. For the samples, only data of speed of cars are collected, purposely 100 cars taken randomly to avoid complex information. The event is taken place at near bridge in front of Taman University. There is no limit of speed in consideration during data collection. The data is taken in 2 hours in 2 days. The data is collected by using a mobile application since it eases the data collection process. Then, the raw data would need to be summarized, processed, and analyzed before presented in tabular. In this project, various suitable methods and formulas are applied in analyzation of data. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Mohamad and I will explain about the methodology involved in our project. So there are 4 types of methodology involved. For the first method is speed thread plus, then we have descriptive statistic, then inference, and the last one is ANOVA. So for the first method is speed thread plus, so it is the software used in the study. It can be derived from mobile app store. It will transform the mobile phone into the best speed thread detector, but in this case it will measure and record the speed limit of the vehicles passed by, and all the data observed mostly accurate and easier ways of analyzing them. Okay, so for the second method is descriptive statistics, which is to summarize data in a compressed manner by describing the relationship between variables in a sample or population. So in this project, we use the ungrouped data. So we will calculate the mean, mode, median, and range, variance, and also standard deviation using the ungrouped data formula. Then in this descriptive statistic also involve boss and whisker plot, which visually presented the distribution across the quartiles in a manner. So the parallel lines called as whisker, which used to identify variable outside the upper and lower quartiles. So there are 5 number of summary data sets which are minimum, first quartile, second and also third quartile, and the last one is maximum value that can we get from boss and whisker plot. Okay, so for the next step of the next method is inference statistic, where the process of forming conclusion about the parameters to be measured or estimated. So under inference statistic, there are 1 sample hypothesis testing or 2 sample hypothesis testing. So in this project, we use 2 sample hypothesis testing because we need to test if there is a difference between 2 means from 2 different populations. So the formula involved in 2 sample hypothesis testing is Z distribution, where the sample mean is larger than 30, or if the sample mean is below than 30, we use T distribution. Okay, and for the last method is analysis of variance ANOVA. So ANOVA can be defined as a hypothesis testing technique used to test the equality of 2 or more populations means by examining the variance. So ANOVA helps to identify either we should reject H naught or we need to accept the alternate hypothesis. So for the first step is by comparing the 2 population variance using F distribution, and then we need to calculate the F test statistic using all the formulas as shown in the slides. Okay, this is the overview methods that involve from the earlier start until the finish. So first, we need to identify the variables such as time, places, and also speed limit of the vehicles that we expect. Then we need to collect and record the data for 2 days. Then present the outcome of collected data in manner. Next step is calculate the data such as mean, variance, and also standard deviation, Fs. And the last method is we need to analyze the data using the hypothesis testing and also ANOVA that we learned from this civil engineering statistics. So I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Norliyana Binti Ebas, my matric number CF 2025. I will talk about my part, which is data presentation. We have to get the data within 2 days, so on the first day the data is collected from 3 p.m. until 5 p.m. and the second day we decided to collect on different hour, which is 2 a.m. to 12 p.m. Within those 2 days we got 100 samples on each day. For box and whisker plot, the manual calculation and Excel calculation is slightly different. As example, the manual calculation for day 1 Q1 we get 67 km per hour, Q2 82 km per hour, Q3 91.5 km per hour. The minimum is 53 km per hour and the maximum is 106 km per hour. For the Excel calculation, calculate Q1 is 67 km per hour, Q2 83 km per hour, Q3 92 km per hour. The minimum is 53 km per hour. The maximum is 106 km per hour. Same goes to the calculation for day 2, which is slightly different between the manual calculation and Excel calculation. I will pass the presentation to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Farahin Nabila binti Abdul. My matric number is CF 2052 and I will continue the presentation and I will talk about my part, which is analysis and result. In this project, we decided to use two type of method, which is F-test and T-test to calculate the data. For the manual calculation of F-test and T-test are same, which is for day 1 the sample mean is 84.36 and the sample variance is equal to 230 and 37 and sample standard deviation is equal to 15 and 178. For day 2, the sample mean is equal to 75.54 while the sample variance is equal to 237.96. The sample standard deviation is equal to 15 and 15.426 and lastly F ratio is equal to 0.968. While for the Excel calculation, there is a slightly difference between manual calculation and Excel calculation. As example, in Excel calculation, the mean for D1 is equal to 80 while the manual calculation for day 1 is equal to 84.36 and for day 2 the Excel calculate for day 2 is 75.20388 while for the manual calculation for day 2 is equal to 75.54. The difference between T-test and F-test is the F-test only have one tail with one tail only, but in T-test there is one tail and two tail value. So that's all from me. I will pass this presentation to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good day. My name is Syazwi bin Suraini and I will discuss about discussion and conclusion subtopic. So first of all, what is spot speed? Spot speed study are investigation on speed of traffic at a specific location or on specific route, and the objective of this project is to determine the vehicle speed between 2 days. We took sample size of 100 unit vehicle and the minimum and maximum for day 1 vehicle speed is 53 km per hour and 106 km per hour, and minimum and maximum for day 2 of vehicle speed is 49 km per hour and 104 km per hour. This data was collected and calculated by using box and whisker plot. Like on my right side, figure 1 and figure 2. This analysis conducted 3 methods, which is calculation and comparison of mean spot study and 85 percentile for both day 1 and day 2 of spot speed observation. F-test is determining difference in variation of spot speed for day 1 and day 2. T-test is concluding unequal variation for day 1 and day 2 of spot speed. So the value of mean day 1 and day 2, which is 84.36 and 75.54, will be used to determine the value of sample variance, sample standard deviation, F statistic, and F test using XL. So the level, so significant level, we use 0.05 or 50%, and the calculation for t-test is similar to the f-test calculation. So summarize all, rejected t-test to sample variant because of the several factor, which is the number of data n for t-test supposedly less than 30, but in this case, in our project, our number of data n is 100. Therefore, the t-test is rejected. So the conclusion is, this project is conducted at near to the bridge in front of Taman University around UTHM area. The data was collected and calculated to find the value of sample mean, percentile, sample variance, and sample standard variance, F statistic, and F test. On the right side is table 4.2.4 is the result of F test from the Excel. To summarize all, the research was carried out on the near to the bridge in front of Taman University, where the speed limit is 85 km per hour and the design speed is 80 km per hour, which is under the legal limit. After establishing the traffic limits, we determined that speed restriction is appropriate and that the driver adhere to it.